Hi, I'm the Reminisce Reviewer, and welcome to Night 4 of our Halloween special.
Tonight's episode, Witchblade.
Which blade are we talking about? I'm joking! I know which blade we are talking about. Carry on.
Before we get into the anime, we need to point out the franchise it's based on.
Witchblade is a comic book series published by Top Cow Productions, an imprint of Image Comics from 1995 to 2015. The series was created by Top Cow editors Mark Silvestri and David Wall, writers Bren Haberlin and Christina Zed, and artist Michael Turner.
So, here's the plot.
Sought by the greed of men since the dawn of humankind, but only bestowed upon the women whose fate it forever scars. The Witchblade. Is it the righteous sword of God, or the hand of the devil himself? Now a new bearer has been chosen, and she must discover the answers for herself. As she stands on the brink of destiny, she is forced to seek the balance between ecstasy and ruin.
The theme song is excellent, and was sung by the band Psychic Lover. The song XTC really invokes a dark heroin vibe.
Masane Amaha, the main character and wielder of the Witchblade. She's a single mother getting harassed by Child Protective Services due to her situation. She's somewhat tomboyish and a little ditzy at times, and also she has very curvy, big boobies! Ha ha!
Ryoko Amaha, Masane's daughter. She is nicknamed Riko, although she is Masane's daughter, though she acts like the mother, responsibly wise. She also does most of the stuff, like a mother as well, but she doesn't mind that. She is a great cook, and is praised by that talent. Last but not least, she deeply cares about Masane.
Now, for those who think that someone like Ryoko couldn't exist, well, here's what I say about that. Considering who the biological mother is, and her purpose for being created, it's really not that hard to believe that a perfect child like her could exist on the show.
And if you're still not convinced, may I remind you that this is the same show that has a magical gauntlet that grants superpowers, and yes, that's relevant, as I will point out later on.
Actually, it's a bracelet that turns into a gauntlet, so,
Semantics.
Yusuke Tozawa, a freelance photographer who prefers to use regular cameras rather than digital ones. He first becomes interested in the number of serial murders and investigates the matter, which leads him to the Witchblade. He also calls Masane Masamune, a melody in the English dub, referring to her huge chest. This is carried over in the anime.
Reiji Takayama. He is the bureau chief of the Doji Group Industries. He is also one responsible for employing Masane to fight off the malfunctioning X-Cons, highly technological weapons developed by his own employers. He is usually accompanied by his assistant, Hiroki Sagawa, who he has his own moments as well. Tatsuyoki Furumizu, a major antagonist in the Witchblade series and head of the NSWF. His goal is to wield the Witchblade in a very messed up manner. He attempts to create the perfect mother from his own genes by creating several genetically enhanced women known as neogenes, in hopes to be reborn from the loins of the designated bearer as a superior being.
wow! Talk about I'm my own grandfather.
I mean, that's just wrong. Also, the neogenes wield clone blades, which are researched by the NSWF to create a biological copy of the original blade.
They possess many of the same powers, only cheap imitations of the original. Later research leads to the creation of a much stronger dual clone blades. 2 clone blades being wielded at once by the same person. Sadly, those who wield this power tend to break down and disintegrate.
Maria is one of those wielders who is also a second generation of sisters. She was the first to be equipped with the dual clone blade. Throughout the series, she starts out as hyper and mentally unstable, then develops into a megalomaniacal psychopath who seeks power at all costs. Also, she has 2 followers, Aoi and Asaki.
So the Witchblade not only faces the Neo Genes, their clone blades, X-Cons, and eye weapons, but also the ultimate blade. An experimental weapon that proves to be almost more powerful than the original. And so far, the wielder deteriorates more quickly than the Witchblade. It has 2 bladed gauntlets, and full body high density armour, and equipped with high powered machine gun.
Okay. Time to put this anime on trial. So, here are a few things about this anime. First off, the characters are likable, well, some of them. And another thing about this anime is that it has dark and dramatic moments, but surprisingly has light and goofy moments. And I mean all like happiness and sunshine and all that. And it also has moments that are heartfelt and emotional, like the scenes with Masane and Ryoko.
Mom, come look! These cosmos flowers are so pretty, don't you think?
Please, give me the strength to tell her.
Thank you for the book.
This is not an edit. This actually happens.
Witchcraft, I tell you! Or false advertising.
Anyhow, not everything is heartfelt, but instead melodramatic. Or very bad parenting choices from Masane's part that tries to pass off as a heartfelt moment.
Now, in this anime, you could figure out the plot twist on my life. Just put 2 and 2 together. That being said, Masane possesses the Witchblade for a reason, and sadly, this would lead to her downfall. You see, apart from the worthy and unworthy who can wield the blade, Masane is a temporary host. Why?
To protect Ryoko. And that reason, well, I'm sure you can connect those dots. And if you were a magical gauntlet / bracelet of good and evil, would you choose a special girl like her too?
Now, if you're a fan of Witchblade, don't expect a lot of references from the original, even though it's set in the same universe, and they try to make it as much of a standalone. And that's just it. It just stands alone. We don't get really much of an origin story from Masane or probably anyone else, but that's just what it is. Key word. Standalone.
Thus, not many mentions of its previous owners, though you may see an Easter egg referring to the production company.
Speaking of lack of mentioning, Masane's backstory before she got amnesia, it isn't well fleshed out, if at all.
Right. Final verdict. This anime is charged with witchcraft. Nothing is as good as the original.
As good as it can be, it can still be better, such as details of Masane's past and previous owners of the Witchblade. The formula itself has an action drama primetime TV vibe, and it's a decent anime that can be fairly enjoyable as well as bothersome.
So even though it has its problems, we can't really throw it away because it's somewhat good. So what should we do?
Sentence it to be burned at the stake?
Just for effect.